Vermont is filled with remarkable athletes, but many of their adventures are never told. I sat down with a member of the swimming community and an adopted Vermonter to uncover her story. When you think of a swimmer, large upper body muscles and an impressive wingspan are among the first things that come to mind. But Charlotte Brynn isn't built like that.
Yeah, no, I'm a popsicle.
In fact, Brynn has trained her body not to turn into a popsicle when she's in the water.
The coldest I've swum in is actually below freezing. It was about 30.5, and it was survivable, although it did take some people to rake the water to stop it freezing.
Brynn is an ice swimmer, which means she swims in ice-cold water. She's 57 years old, a New Zealand native who now lives in Newport, Vermont. She tells me it's taken over a decade of practice to get to the level she's at now.
The key is starting in warmer water, and as the temperatures decline in the fall, keeping at it for short periods of time, and your body does adjust over time.
But this isn't just something she does for fun. 3 weeks ago, Brynn headed to Samoans, France, to compete against over 450 athletes from 41 countries in the International Ice Swimming Championships.
I got over there and there are all these like-minded individuals, you know, as bonkers as me, that want to go into a lake with a man-made pool and race head-to-head, and it was incredible.
And in an atmosphere that felt like home, she didn't disappoint.
You'd never done a world championship before?
No, I had not.
And so in your first time, you go there, you win 3 gold medals for your age class, and you set 2 world records.
I did. I was really surprised. It was a pleasant surprise. It was an honor to be there, so winning was really icing on the cake.
Even after years of practice, she says it still takes some convincing to jump into those frigid waters.
People will often say to me, "You've done this so often, it must be easy for you." It never is. You're still having to put yourself in that discomfort. Battling, being in 37-degree water, Fahrenheit, is really, really hard, because your body's saying, get out. You're not going to make it, you know. Danger, danger, Will Robinson.
Brynn doesn't just excel at ice swimming. She's also a trailblazer. She was the first person to swim back and forth across Lake Champlain. She completed the 25-mile length of Lake Memphremagog twice, and in her longest success so far, she swam the 32-mile Lake George.
She is a real-life mermaid.
But even mermaids can have nightmares, and hers came during a long swim one night in the Catalina Channel off the coast of California.
Something hit me like a freight train on my hip, and it felt like I'd been smacked with a piece of wood with nails in it. And fast forward, I had no idea what it was, but it shunted me sideways, and it ached. Ate, like I can't even explain. My sweatpants kind of slid down, and I'm like, I think there's holes in me, and there were puncture marks on my hip and a mouth mark, and that's how we kind of figured I'd connected with a toothy fish.
Not only did she continue that swim for another 11 hours after the shark encounter, but she returned the following year to the same waters and completed the swim. Just one more impressive feat in a lifetime of adventurous moments.
We tend to think that, you know, there's a time limit on when we can accomplish certain things physically. And I think Charlotte is a beacon to those of us who are in our 50s, moving into our 60s, to really show us this example that you can, with dedication, keep yourself healthy and vibrant and competitive.
Charlotte!
It's a competitive spirit in a sport that brings out the crazy.
You wild and crazy girl.
Charlotte Brynn likes it that way.
And they say, you're crazy. And I used to be a wee bit embarrassed. Now I say, thank you so much. Because like the choice of normality, I like to live a wee bit outside of that.
Just a wee bit. Charlotte shared with me during our interview that she had discovered her own father never learned how to swim. And although the chances that a child of a non-swimmer has of learning to swim are slim, Charlotte busted through that roadblock and found her home in the water. For sports, I'm Taylor Viles.